Hey, Bigfoot, we're here! What I'm saying, I mean, if they're walking this way, what I'm always looking at is there human prints walking with them?
Right.
And I don't see any. You?
Right there? No.
But don't they turn and go down that way?
Yeah. Because, you know, like there's hoof prints over on this side of the trail, but not with those.
But what I'm saying is, if a person was out there walking, even if it got covered up,
right,
those would have been covered up too.
True.
So this is worth documenting.
I've got it.
Good. Do you ever notice that when people take pictures and they're like, all right, I'll take it with mine. And like, you take it with mine too? It's like, well, I can share it with you if it's not the same.
Sure.
It totally is the same.
It is, I know.
I don't get that at all.
That was funny though, because I started just recording you guys for some B-roll.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you guys saw that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So we're documenting some prints right now.
Yeah, and basically, all right, I'm gonna let you document.
Sounds good.
Uh-oh. The bat light went off. Okay.
So, as you can see, these are kind of going up and over this area of the trail.
Well, they are definitely canine, right?
Yeah, because you can see the pads on the feet.
So, you know, with that being said, canine could be wolf, dog, coyote,
Sure.
or whatever. So, I'm looking at 4 inches, maybe 4 1/4, depending if there's any ice melt.
I mean, those are pretty decent
Yeah.
dog feet prints.
By, say, 3. The depth, just in the snow, is about 1 inch. So, but yeah, there's the tracks. And the first thing that I was looking at is, because you know people walk their dogs out here, and it's going along the path, but
Right.
what I didn't see was any human prints walking with their dog. So therefore, I believe it's some sort of canine, wolf, big coyote. However,
I would agree.
across the street from here is the one where I found one that was almost 7 1/4, and it wasn't a meltout either.
Right.
It was huge. So that's what I'm always looking for. And it looks like he's been smelling some pee too.
Right.
Well, we know that from our dog.
Yeah.
True.
That's Mosey. Or do they usually like to go
Or like on a tree or a fence or
and
something.
I'm looking right over there,
Yeah.
and it looks like there's pee marks right on right near that tree, which that's what a canine would do.
Oh, for sure.
Would not recommend making any snow cones out of this snow.
No, gross. Don't eat the yellow snow.
Scan down there
I feel
real
like I
quick.
shouldn't have to tell you that.
Scan down there in the kettle. Right here.
That's pretty.
And this is weird. This is not for your B-roll either. When I was just here, I mean, it literally looked like a black something move, but I couldn't tell if that was me doing this, with all the brush in there. But I couldn't find it again. I just always document it for whatever's sake.
Yeah, of course.
There's not a Bigfoot behind every tree. That's a fact.
They're only behind like 40%.
Yeah. They're only behind 99.2.
Right.
we are right here, and there's the low road. Here's where we saw the light. Remember over our heads? Well, Adam didn't see it though.
Everybody but Adam saw it.
Yeah.
That was great.
But that's where we saw it. Now we're right here. So this path here, white, 0.7 miles. Okay, take note. 0.7 miles. How long normally would 0.7 miles take? Normally, if you didn't stop. We'll just
15
start
minutes?
I'd say if you were just walking. Yeah,
Okay,
I could see
15.
that.
If there's snow, how long do you think it would take?
20.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe 20, 25.
Take note of your time. Now, obviously, we'll probably stop here or there around. It won't be just a straight on walk, but you would think that we should be around this horseshoe type path to meet up on the main path again in, say, 40 minutes. I'm thinking if we stop,
Right.
look around, keep going, stop. So just, you guys got the time?
Yeah, well, my body cam will be recording the time as well. It's about 20 after 3 now, but if there's it's like an infinity.
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, right. But
Hello.
if there's any weird time anomalies or anything, it should be noticeable through that as well.
Which in 2014 was, and what was it? It was on my my other H1 that 26 minutes sounded like nothing but static.
Oh, that's
the
weird.
truth. I've still got it.
Yeah.
So, but we really didn't know about it until later when we left. It was Sanjay. He went home. I went home. Probably by the time he got home, I was wiped out. I fell asleep. So did he. That's what he said. And then he called me and said, because he's into shaman.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Okay, and yes, and he said he talked to his shaman spirit. I don't do this. And he said, Jay, this, what felt like was a dream, wasn't. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, do you remember that time that we missed? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, okay, now just bear with me. He goes, we were in some sort of medical room. You were on a table in just your underwear. I was standing next to you, and there were people, like doctors, but they were human. And he remembers that I kept just like shaking my head, asking for Katie. Where's Katie? Where's Katie? Now, anybody could imagine that whole thing, right? Except since I was just in my underwear on this table, he said you were wearing purple underwear. And I was that day.
It's oddly specific too, because how many people own and or wear purple underwear?
Right now, mind you, they weren't bikinis or, their boxer
Uh-huh.
briefs.
Well, I assume it was Speedos. I don't know.
It was not Speedos, but right there was the holy crap moment. I mean, it really was, because he was that specific. And that's where we're heading to right now. So,
Okay, well, good to know.
all right, okay, that's where we come. Okay, there is a little known fact about this pond. It's not a spring. It's not really a lake, and during the summer, looks disgusting, and it is, full of algae and everything else. Now, I only know this because I am friends with Linda Godfrey. So this came secondhand, but from Linda. And the reason why I can tell you this is because I'm not going to give you any names. 2006, I can give you the date right here. There was 2 higher authorities, let's say, as what they do in their profession. They were out turkey hunting, husband and wife. And they found a spot somewhere up here on the ridge, trying to look for the best spot for turkey hunting. They were really quiet. And from one of these openings here, which I don't know exactly where, but one of these openings came this huge wolf. Huge. Bigger than anything they've ever seen. They said the head was bigger than what it could be fit on a body. And they're watching this thing in amazement of this really weird creature-ish looking wolf just walking out of the woods on all fours. It gets almost to the pond, stands straight up, walks bipedally across this whole area before it gets to the woods again, drops all fours and moves on. Never spotted them. They were terrified. This is the spot.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah. So here's another record for you. Maybe that's another reason why I don't like coming down in this area. If you notice, I always bypass this.
Right, yeah. We can walk right past it.
Let's move on. See, it's the small things, right?
So yeah, we just noticed on the trail, this rock is exposed, and why did the snow melt off of it compared to everywhere else around us, which is interesting. And there's usually a lot of rocks on these trails anyways, because in the Kettle there's a lot of, from the glacial ice age period, there's a lot of rocks that move around, but why just this one?
Well, yeah, none of the other rocks that I've tripped over so far
Right.
were exposed.
So that's what's interesting about this
And
one.
it does show that it is hotter than obviously the snow around it.
Everything around it, which is unusual. It's hotter than the ground around it for some reason.
Yeah,
However, here's the big test.
How's it feel?
Cold and clammy.
Ew. Thanks for taking one for the team.
Well, I always wonder if there's any type of underground layers here. Now, I don't know if anybody remembers the original Red Dawn movie with Patrick Swayze. Well, the Wolverines set up like traps in the ground, and they put like trap doors. And if you walked right by them, you'd never know they were there. And I'm wondering if that's really what we're looking for. Some sort of cave system, or just something like, I don't want to say a portal, but a manhole. I'm sorry, a person hole that you could go down in. So that's what I'm thinking. But right now, that's not hot to the touch or anything like that. But it is exposed, and we did document it, and that's all we can do.
Yep.
So let's move on.
Thanks again for the transition. So Tobias and Jay are going down this incline towards, you can kind of see, it's hard to tell. I'll put up a picture in the top left or right. But it must have been a tree that had fallen while the leaves were still on, and then the leaves died on the tree. What caused it to fall, we don't know, but their thoughts is that it would be a good blind. So they are going to take one for the team, go down there, document whatever happens or what they see. I'm going to hang out up here for safety's reasons, but that is what they are doing.
Oh, thanks. I got it.
Leaving it with anything?
Right. If I could just like not get slapped in the face
Yeah.
by a thorny branch, that'd be great. But it's a lot easier to go up this than it is to go down it.
Yeah, maybe. Try to descend them.
Right. Take some pictures.
That what she was smelling. Smell.
Yeah,
You smell musty?
absolutely.
Kettle.
Right. Well, just being in one of these kettles, I think, really serves to emphasize how much you could hide, you know, down here.
Now, can you imagine if it was green?
Oh, yeah.
It was full? Nobody ever would know you were down here.
Absolutely.
I'm here with Tobias Whalen, Singular 14 Society. We've got Emily out there scoping on top for recon. And we just came across this. Now, it looked like some sort of man-made hut or something out here. But you know, we're going to take a look around. Look on the ground for any possible tracks of whatever type of animal. But yeah, it's pretty Jurassic Parky down here, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like these whole bridges that go across a kettle.
Right. Well, just being in one of these kettles, I think, really serves to emphasize how much you could hide, you know, down here.
Now, can you imagine if it was green and the
Oh, yeah.
brush was full? Nobody ever would know you were down here.
Absolutely.
In the snapshot here, we're trying to not hurt the kettle, but hey, if they break, they break, right? So you got a bunch of stuff woven right here. But again, that could be from a fall. And that's what we're gonna go check. I mean, these things are just down, these trees out here. And we really haven't looked inside yet of what could be in there. Or it could just be nothing but trees, leaves, branches. All right, this is gonna sound weird. I just saw what looked like a blurred something right ahead of me, right where I'm pointing right now.
By those logs, or right?
No, right above it, like above that second log back there. It looked like a distortion. And I'm moving right here. I have not moved. And I still don't see anything that would cause it. Checking with the flare right now. And I'm not getting any heat signatures. But right above that second log, and generally, if I ever see anything like that, I stay in one spot and try to recreate it, and I can't recreate it. Because it was like I was standing, and right above that second log back there, it was just a distortion. That's it. It was just kind of a, just moved away. All right. So it's either I'm crazy, my eyes playing tricks on me, you know?
Well, who knows? I mean, we've seen stuff like that out here.
All right, I'm gonna turn this camera off because it's not a GoPro. Okay, so when Emily was on top of the kettle there, and we were all down there, she said that could have just been a tree that fell over. Well, it is. Here's the break. There's the tree. There's the leaves laying down that way. We're just gonna walk around it, and we'll head back up. But definitely, it looked like a hut of some sort, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it still looks like the kind of structure that, you know, something could easily use as a den.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
That's cool.
All right, we made it around to the back part of the, well, it looks like a hut from above. Oh, damn. Briar. Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely smell the musk. That's got to be what. What Emily was smelling.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, from what this looks like, this just looks like a natural fallen down tree with its leaves on it dying. That looks like a big hut from way up there in the kettle. All right, we got to go back to go get Emily.
Yeah, we've left her probably long.
Yeah.
long enough.
I haven't heard a peep from her yet.
No, well, she's a trooper.
All right. Let's go find the trooper. Whoa.
Like touched it and it fell apart. This is the time of year to do this, though. Think about, oh, hey, look, here we are.
Yeah.
Nice. Think about how many ticks would be down here in the summertime. Dude, I can get right in here.
Do it. Hold on, let me get you film doing it.
Sure. Hey, there's more tracks through here. And small animal tracks. So there's more animal tracks through here.
Game trail.
Yeah,
So we came up through there.
right.
That's like the lowest pitch.
See, I can see Emily from here.
You can. So I
Yeah,
think
it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, you know, that's a place that deer might shelter in.
anything.
Yeah,
Agree.
a lot of stuff.
I agree.
I'm just stepping over things. It's fine.
That's fine.
Almost there. We made it all the way down there. Hard. I gotta catch my breath for a minute. So it's starting. Okay, we are live. So here we are. You can hear my voice. We've got Emily, of course, and our good friend Jay Bachochin, who has once again led us in the most intrepid style deep into the Kettle Moraine State Forest.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know if everybody saw how steep this kettle is that we're walking along right now.
And you wouldn't be able to really, I mean, Jay, would you want to even go down in those during any other season besides winter?
No.
Yeah.
No. You know why? Poison.
Right, so if you can just picture a glacier moving through like a giant plow,
Yeah.
and just plowing the earth out of the way in front of it, and the sort of like mounds and ripples on the sides of this glacier as it literally moves,
Right.
you know, millions of tons of earth and rock out of its way.
Yeah.
And actually, a lot of the lakes, what happened is a chunk of the glacier would break off,
And form that lake. Yeah.
form that lake because it would melt,
Right.
and then there's the water.
Which is crazy to think about, because the Great Lakes are really more like inland seas
They
Right.
really
than
are.
anything else.
And they're in. If you ever get a chance to go by even like Lake Michigan or Lake Superior, they are pretty crazy. Like, you have to be careful where you go swimming, stuff
Yep.
like that.
Many oceans.
Hmm.
Totally.
But pretty much.
Okay, hopefully you guys can see. That was very strange. So Jay was going to do a loud clap to try to get some sort of response. Occasionally, if you make a loud noise, you can get something to return that noise. And as soon as he did it, okay, we just lost it again. You just drop your phone in the snow?
Yeah.
I would advise against that.
Yeah.
Okay, it's trying to reconnect again. Yeah, I don't know. We keep losing our connection out here. Unfortunately, I'll keep it going as long as I can. But like I was saying, it's weird. That started happening as soon as Jay did his clap. Definitely could be a coincidence, of course.
Because the Wi-Fi's kind of spotty.
Right, the Wi-Fi has been a little spotty out here. We don't usually, we don't normally use it, frankly. But it's nice that we get some kind of service at least. This one, no. So you guys can probably see. Looks like there's some older footprints in here, probably from maybe yesterday, day before would have been the last time somebody was out here. You do get hikers, and there were some cross-country ski trails and stuff like that out here, so it's not unusual. There's definitely nobody out here now from what we can tell. We haven't seen any indication that anybody else has been out here the whole time, really. Yeah, honestly, overall, this has been a pretty quiet afternoon and evening at the kettle.
Yeah.
I mean, have you? I haven't really experienced anything strange so far.
I smelled like a weird musty smell for like a microsecond, but it went away really quick though.
Mm.
So, and sometimes we have had smells out here that seem more anomalous, but not this one. It was so brief.
Right.
Well,
Usually it lingers and it kind of almost follows you like the first time we were out here.
That was weird. The first
Yeah.
time we ever came out to the kettle, we were followed by this god-awful scent. It smelled like...
A landfill.
It did. It it smelled like, something had died maybe, or just like this horrible garbage smell. And, oh, dude, we are happy to do this. I love that technology has advanced to the point where we can share this with you guys.
Is it Aubrey?
Yeah, but...
You'll come out here with us someday, Aubrey.
Oh, totally. But, yeah, it was just this terrible smell. And the weird thing was, it would go away and then it would come back.
and there was no wind.
Yeah, there was no wind that night at all. Like, I verified that with the local, like, weather station. And so there was really no conceivable way that if this was, like a deer carcass or something off the trail, that it should have been able to follow us around unless we're, dealing with some kind of zombie deer, which in and of itself is a terrifying, possibility, right? No, but it really was strange. So people will often report smelling these horrific smells. Sometimes they'll describe it as more sulfurous. Sometimes they'll describe it as more, like something that has died. And that's often associated with, Bigfoot or I think to a lesser extent Dogman sightings. And so that's definitely something we've experienced out here. So it is definitely something that we pay attention to, if you smell something strange out here, like, you want to mention it and see if other people did. And what's kind of funny about that first time we were out, when we smelled whatever that horrible smell of death was that would just kind of leave and come back and follow us around on the trail. When I smelled it at first, like, I didn't say anything, and I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to be the first one to say something. But I think that's an important lesson, Go ahead and be the first one to say something. Like, it's fine. If you experience it, just let people know right away.
You can still see.
Well, that's the thing out here too, is,
Snow is reflected.
yeah, especially when there's snow on the ground, you're going to be able to see pretty well out here, even in the middle of the night. I wouldn't trust it, like, enough to start wandering off the trail necessarily if you're not familiar with the area. But the snow does reflect a lot of light, which makes it easier to see. Now, you guys should see, and, you'll probably have the opportunity at some point, because we'll keep making these, but when it's like a full moon out here, it really is, like, bright enough to see for the most part without using a flashlight at all. Now, yeah, I would absolutely love it if one of those light anomalies we've seen out here happened on Facebook Live for you guys. Because this is one of the areas that we see them. And of course there's been a number of other anomalous incidents that have occurred in this area as well. Missing time, strange quadrupeds.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Without seeing the Bigfoot do that. So realistically, again, you're going by us assuming. Did you hear something over there?
Yeah, like a growl.
Yeah.
It's weird. Do you have that flashlight, sweetie? Focus the beam, though. You can pull this out and it'll focus it.
There you go. Follow the beam.
No, it was more to your right. It
Yeah,
came back to your right.
Or do you think it was that jet?
I don't think so.
I heard that earlier.
Did you hear that?
Those are coyotes.
They sound really close.
They do.
So I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was coyotes. very, very, very close to us. Because they were super loud, at least from our perspective, they were super loud. We hear them in the distance a lot, but that sounds close enough where if there weren't a bunch of trees in the way, I could hit them with a rock.
Yeah.
We do get a lot of coyotes and stuff out here. They're not usually dangerous to humans, so
Oh, no,
I'm not
they're-
like worried about it.
They're
but-
smaller than our 50-pound dog.
Oh, totally. They'll go after pets and stuff.
Chickens.
Chickens.
That's what I was just wondering.
Okay, so you guys probably see that light in the distance there. If you catch that, that is a net. That's a artificial light attached to like a house or a barn or something. Off.
It's like a full light on the property.
It's so quiet out here. Those coyotes were real loud though.
It's a really cool noise, though, because we've heard that before out here.
Oh, we've definitely. Oh, do you see that? Just one of those quick fairy lights.
Oh, yeah. I did see it off to the right. I don't know if it'll pick up.
To the left, you mean?
Yeah.
Right. Shoot. Well, I wasn't facing that direction.
I don't know if it would pick it up.
I have no idea. I mean, it has a hard time picking up real small lights like this, the phone camera does.
Yeah.
I'll keep this going, I think, until probably 6. And then,
Keep going.
yeah. Well, I'll keep this live. I think I'll keep this live stream going until 6, and then we'll end it. And well, you know, obviously I'll keep shooting video and stuff. But it's helpful to be able to like really tune into my surroundings too. I mean, I like doing these live streams with you guys, of course. You never know. Like, my concern is that concentrating on the live stream and, you know, talking through it and stuff, like, I'm going to have to figure out a way to do that and still sort of be in that mindset
Yeah.
of investigating as well. Oh, see, yeah, I mean, it's nice to be able to do that for people, and I know that they appreciate it, but it's like that was a whole hour where I really was not able to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like I got to figure out a way to be able to do that and still investigate. Because it's like, okay, it's dark out here. It has to be dark out here for us to do what we came here to do.
Right.
Well, if we were doing like a haunted place, you could like set that aside
Mhm.
and then do like use your tools and
Yeah,
stuff.
do a spirit box session. I think that's what a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I would look into if there's like an IR attachment or
Wouldn't
something
that be cool?
for like going live, but like yeah, in like night vision, that would be
Can you
really
imagine if you
cool.
went to thermal too. You'd like
Mhm.
switch all.
Yeah,
Screens.
that'd be crazy.
Right. That would be really nuts. I would love that. But yeah, overall, pretty quiet night so far, huh?
What do you think of that whole view?
Is that a siren?
Yeah,
It's weird. Why?
but I've also heard Bigfoot howls out in Ohio that sound just like that.
Yeah.
But we are near Palmyra,
Okay.
so I don't know why it just did it once.
Yeah, why did that just go off one time?
Yes.
That was weird. It's a lot of howling.
It's mimicking.
The siren?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
It's like the coyotes and the dogs are just there. They're just like,
Well, that's true, but that sounded like a mimic of the siren we just heard.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I usually tell them that drugs into that.
So that was definitely strange. That siren, like, in and of itself was strange.
Can I record you talking about it?
Yeah.
Do you want to go over that one?
Yeah.
Help. Somebody help.
What's happening?
I don't
I walk over to him and I'm like, let's sit and talk.
I don't like this.
All right.
It's recording, so anytime.
Geez, all right. Well, hey, we're live.
All right. No, that was weird. That siren, I mean, assuming it was a siren, was strange. We heard this loud, I mean, it literally sounded like, something or possibly a siren going, like, I can't even make my voice go high enough to do it, but it was like this weird, high-pitched sort of siren howl, like if you picture like a tornado siren, that only goes once, though. So, like,
Now,
woo!
now I know we're close to a town that it could be possible, but the odd thing is that it just went just one time. That made no sense to me at all. I have heard howls like that in Ohio, the Ohio howls. They actually sound like sirens that go off. That's one. Okay, we really don't know that for a fact yet. Then we did hear a few coyotes afterwards, like you think you would, canines. But then, did you hear that howl that almost mimicked that sound?
Yeah, it sounded like something further away trying to mimic the exact same sound.
The same pitch going like the tornado sound and going back down, not just a yelp or a howl of a canine. That was weird.
That was weird. Very, very strange.
Of course, it happened as soon as we turned the Facebook Live off.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, naturally. I mean, I have my body cam on, so the microphone in it isn't great, but maybe it caught something.
Well,
I mean, that
got
was
this
pretty
going.
big.
See, there you go.
I got
Jay's
the-
got his good mic.
I got my H1 going,
Yeah,
so we'll see if it picked it up.
that would be fantastic.
Now, before we heard that, Emily, I don't know if you heard me, but I was without these lights on. I was looking over to your left, and I said, "Light." I saw a sprite.
I
behind
saw
you.
one earlier, but I didn't see that one.
It was what color? I won't say it.
White?
Whitish. Well, mine like more whitish. I don't want to say blue, but I do see a hint. You know what I mean?
There's like those whitish blue Christmas lights that are like icy looking.
But it was really quick, and it was over your left shoulder when I was looking, and I think you were just starting to look, and then that was before the alarm. So,
Strange.
again, I use the lightning and the dog analogy. If it's thunderstorming out and you look outside your house and you see it and it's raining out and you see a dog running and then you see a bolt of lightning, is that lightning a part of the dog? Or was that just a coincidence that the dog was out and the lightning happened? Therefore, I use that and I apply that out here of seeing these sprite lights and having Bigfoot encounters. Are they connected or are they two different?
Yeah, could be completely unrelated. We don't know.
Unrelated. We don't know.
Yeah,
But
it's true.
But that's why we document it. So
Right. It's an interesting correlation, nonetheless.
yeah. We're live.
Hello.
We're not live.
Right. Live-ish. Live
Live-ish.
adjacent.
How's it going? What a hike, huh?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Now, I was not able to go live on this one at all.
So it's not really a hike.
It's not really a hike, but Tobias and Emily were able to go live, so we'll definitely be able to refer this night to your video.
Oh, definitely.
Without getting into 100% specifics, I like to call this the cliff notes of, of anything that we've come across tonight.
I think this was the most chill night we've had with you.
It was a relaxed night overall.
It was,
We really didn't experience a whole lot.
except near the end, obviously.
As soon
Right.
as we turned the camera off.
Well, because Emily, you had one moment where you thought you smelled something.
Yeah, it was like so brief though, because like
Yeah.
usually it like lingers and follows you. So like I thought that was strange that it was like I was like climbing up the hill and it like passed my nose really quick and I stopped and it was gone.
And we think we may have found it when we were down by that fallen tree. It was
Oh, you
really
did?
musty.
Okay.
I was going to tell you that. And I did also say that while I was recording. I gave, to be able to let you know that.
Okay.
Yeah, we went down the horseshoe at Area X that I've only been down there a handful of times, and this one wasn't as creepy. I guess we didn't really lose time.
No.
I guess we'll find out if we have any marks on us or.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take a look at the body cam footage and make sure that the time all lines up and everything.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that'd be good. Then we did go down and investigate what looked like a nest of some sort, but it was a fallen tree. We did that. We nailed it.
We did. That was an adventure right there.
That was an adventure.
Yeah.
I stayed up for like
Safety. Somebody had to.
Yeah, you had to. You had to overlook. If you're going to scream at us saying, there's something coming to your left.
Right. Or if like we both managed to fall down the kettle and like break our legs or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like
Sure.
worried about, but
So then we made that up. Then you guys went live for almost an hour.
Yeah.
And we finally made it back to the main path. And at the main path is where we ended up turning off live. And then a couple minutes later, we heard what sounded like a siren. Now, we're close to a town, but it was a quick siren, and it didn't really make sense unless it had something to do with a 6 o'clock. We don't know. We're going to double check that. But again, it was really hard to decipher that. And then right after that, what did we hear?
Well, it sounded like something trying to mimic that siren,
and
which
the
was
coyotes.
right, which was unusual.
Right, we did hear the coyotes, and I totally picked
Right.
those out, but the other ones that were kind of going, ooh, and that was coming off to our left, out in the distance too.
Yeah, that was definitely strange. We did hear coyotes tonight.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
We definitely heard the coyotes. That was prior. I think we were on live.
Yeah.
when we heard all those.
Yes.
An owl or something maybe.
Yeah, we heard like possibly an owl. Sounded like some kind of bird. Maybe.
Yeah, right. And there was definitely several of them calling.
Right. But the thing mimicking the siren didn't sound like those, I guess. If it was
Right.
wondering why we keep talking about totally mundane animals that we also heard,
Yeah.
it's because this thing that sounded like it was mimicking the siren didn't sound like those mundane animals that we had already heard.
Right. Yeah. So that was definitely unique in itself. I did see one sprite light out there.
Yeah, I saw one or two.
You did?
Yeah.
You saw them too?
Yeah. Well, I pointed one out to Emily, and she also saw at the same time.
Okay. We're on the horseshoe or on the way back
On the
out?
way back
It
out.
was on the way back out.
And it was on your left side?
Yes.
Yes, all of because the way we were facing on the way
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. So that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, weird stuff.
Wow. So that was pretty much it. I don't think there was anything else that really, except when we were down looking in the kettle at the fallen tree, I thought again,
That's right.
yeah, I thought I saw what looked like I don't even want to say a shimmer, but it was more like a distortion for
That's
a
how you
second.
described it at the time, was a distortion.
A distortion, and then gone. And I got my body cam on too, so I mean, who knows if we pick up anything of that. But other than that, great hike.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Bam,
Always a pleasure.
bam. All right, we gotta do it again.
Definitely. Of course.